On February 23rd, a new objective was established, and Marines were to advance to the O2 line. To prepare for the assault, support from air, naval gunfire, and artillery was used to soften enemy positions. The attack started at 0730, and the 4th Division was to advance towards the Motoyama airfield. The 5th Division was to assist the 4th. Heavy gunfire from Japanese defenses faced the left flank of the front. Reinforcements from 227 were brought in to help. However, there wasn't significant progress, and the Marines ended the day in the same spot they started. The northern attack saw little advancement on D4. On the south side of the island, the only way to the top of Mount Suribachi was up the north face. 228 was responsible for securing the summit of the volcano. 1st Battalion would relieve 328 and attack south around the western side of the mountain. At 0900, 2 3-man patrols were sent to find the best routes and probe for enemy resistance. Remarkably, the Marines didn't encounter hostile fire, and they reached the edge of the crater in 40 minutes. A 40-man detachment followed the patrols and secured Mount Suribachi. The number of Japanese hiding in the caves along this north face was unknown. Flankers were sent out to guard against an ambush, but again, Marines didn't face resistance when they advanced up the volcano. Marines were in position along the rim of the crater around 10:15. When they reached the summit, they were engaged by a small Japanese force, and the short skirmish began. While most of the Marines were fighting, some of the men found a Japanese iron pipe, secured a small 54 by 28-inch American flag to one end, and raised the Stars and Stripes at 10:20. The first flag raising on Mount Suribachi was the morale boost needed for thousands of Americans during this brutal campaign. Shortly after, a Marine traveled to LST 779 beached near the volcano, where he grabbed a larger flag, measuring 96 by 56 inches. As he was carrying the flag up the mountain, Joe Rosenthal, photographer for the Associated Press, followed closely. His efforts that morning resulted in the now famous picture of the second flag raising on Iwo Jima. Engineers and demolition squads continued to destroy enemy positions and sealing off caves around the bottom of Mount Suribachi. 40 men from Echo Company remained on the crest of the mountain for the night, while the rest of the regiment manned positions around the base of Mount Suribachi. At night, 122 Japanese were killed trying to infiltrate the lines. Most of the Japanese had demolition secured to their body and were probably trying to reach command posts and artillery positions before destroying themselves. In the 5 days it took to capture Mount Suribachi, the 28th Marines had 895 casualties. Japanese casualties were almost 2,000 killed, or sealed in the more than 1,000 caves honeycombing the area. After 5 days of violent fighting, the 28th Marines accomplished their mission, but the regiment stayed in the south until D+10, where they cleaned out remaining Japanese, reorganized, and prepared to join the rest of the Marines in taking the island.